Welcome to the Visitor Parking Podcast. Righteous Rides provides vans to missionaries when they're in the U.S. on furlough. We hope you enjoy this story from one of our recent guests.
Welcome to Visitor Parking. We're just so glad to have you here today. And we're here with Amanda Good, and her and her family serve in Hungary. Can you just take a minute or two and tell us a little bit about what your service is in Hungary?
Sure, and thank you so much for having me today. It's just such a blessing to be here and to receive such a wonderful blessing from your ministry. So we're really grateful.
Our pleasure.
Thanks. So my husband, John, is a pastor, and he and I, along with our 4 children, have been serving in Debrecen, Hungary, which is on the eastern side, for about 5.5 years. And we work with our local partners, the Hungarian Baptist Union, and we are doing ministry in evangelism, discipleship, church planting, and soon theological education.
That's great. And so we were talking when we were kind of out getting you the van and we were praying with you, and I was kind of surprised about what made you guys decide with a bunch of teenage kids that we're going to leave America, we're going to take all our family, all these teenagers to Hungary. Can you tell us a little bit about that decision?
Yes, because it sounds like a bad thing, doesn't it?
Oh, no, I don't know.
No, it does. Everyone says you shouldn't disrupt teenagers in their lives at that age, but we had a really amazing thing happen that changed everything for us. So John was a pastor, and he applied for and received a grant from Lilly Pharmaceutical Company, which provided for a sabbatical for him. And he took a 3-month leave of absence from his ministry at the church where he was a pastor, and we were able to be fully funded for a trip to wherever our grant had written it for. We had chosen Italy and the Republic of Georgia. So we spent 3 weeks in Italy and 6 weeks in the Republic of Georgia. And the Republic of Georgia is a really beautiful, special place. It was part of the Soviet Union, and it's nestled between Turkey and Russia. And they have had a lot of also border conflicts even going on with Russia to this day. But the people are really amazing, and they're well known for their very extravagant hospitality. So we were on our own for a while, but we eventually came in contact with a young man named David who was trying to start a tourism business. So we hired him for the last 2 weeks of our trip to take us to some more remote places where we weren't going to be able to go on our own. And that included a homestay with his parents. And it was really beautiful. We arrived to their home, and he had asked for his niece, Soko, to come and stay as well. She was 9 at the time and the same age as our youngest daughter, Elizabeth. So they all became good friends over a few days, as kids can do. And Soko spoke English so well, it was fascinating. And as we were leaving, we said goodbye, and that was about it. But a few days later, we were going to the airport, and David insisted on seeing us one more time. And he arrived with a bunch of packages, and we were like, oh my goodness, thank you. But my thought was, we've already packed and made everything. What are we going to do with this? But we were so grateful, and we took the gifts, and we went home. But when we arrived at home, we looked, and he had given us some things, and Soko had sent some things as well. And it was interesting because we'd seen these things before. When we were at Soko's grandparents' house, she was there for the summer visiting, and she didn't have much there. She had a doll, and she also had a shoebox, and it was an Operation Christmas Child shoebox. And the shoebox looked really familiar to us. We had been packing them for years, and it looked an awful lot like the one we packed before. It's in 7 million boxes, and to think that this shoebox could have been ours, we don't know. But the amazing thing was, when we got home and we looked at these gifts, the kids opened up what they had received, and they were all from Soko. And she'd written a beautiful letter to every one of them and drawn pictures, but she'd also given each kid 2 Crayola markers and a little toy. And we realized that this child had given our kids all of her toys, everything. And it took a little while for that to process, but we started realizing that this beautiful young lady had given all that she had. And we were sitting in our suburban home outside of Detroit, Michigan, looking at our comfortable life and thinking, if so few can give like this, what can we give? So we prayed about it as a family, and one thing led to another, and after a few years of support and listening to needs of our local partners, we ended up in Debrecen, Hungary.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
A 9-year-old girl.
A 9-year-old girl led
That's
the way.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been on the field for 5.5 years, and now you're coming back for a year.
Yes.
Just take a couple minutes and tell us what you're going to be doing on furlough.
Well, and this is where your ministry is such a blessing, because we will be on almost every weekend visiting churches. So we'll be driving to many different places and telling about what God's been doing in Hungary, thanking people who've been supporting us all this time for the ministry, and inviting other people to join in that support. So, yeah.
And you're going to have a wedding.
Yes. So all of our children decided to study in the Hungarian public schools, and then our 3 daughters, they're now 21, 19, and 18. They each also decided to stay in Debrecen and go to university there. And our oldest daughter, 21, is graduating this week with a degree in biology from the University of Debrecen. And then next weekend, is that real? Yes, she's going to be marrying her love of her life that she met while working in the U.S. at a summer camp. So his name is Blake, and they're going to get married on July 15th. So, yeah.
Well, man, thank you so much for coming on Visitor Parking, and God bless you in the year ahead, and with the wedding and all that God's got in store for you. We look forward to hearing some of those stories when you bring the band back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.